In April of 2024, a routine cable car ride in Turkey turned into a nightmare after a support beam collapsed without warning and sent passengers plummeting to the ground below. However, in the days and weeks that followed, it became clear that it was less of an accident and more of a case of deferred maintenance, a failure to replace worn parts, and a series of ignored warnings that led to one of the city's worst recent disasters. This is the story of the Tunektepe Cable Car Accident. As the fifth largest city in Turkey, coastal Antalya draws millions of visitors annually, making it among the world's top 20 most visited cities. Known for its rich history, beaches, and sunshine, it attracts almost 10 million visitors annually. It was in 2013 that plans were made to build a Tunektepe cable car. Costing just 15 million Turkish lira, or a mere $400,000, it was completed in 2017 and provided access to the Tunektepe Peak. Upon reaching the top, visitors were treated to a restaurant, cafes, tea gardens, and a playground. With views out over the Mediterranean as well as the city of Antalya, the 8.5-minute journey was immediately popular. Each cabin holds 6 to 8 people, and on average around 1,200 passengers ride the 618 metres or 2,300 feet to the top. Antalya Metropolitan Municipality, ANET AS and Megatower AS were responsible for maintaining the 3,500 metres or more than 11,000 feet of cable, the 9 pylons and all the cabins. Engineers ensured the safety of key components like the pulleys, bolts, wheels, cables and the pylons. Workers were required to hold certifications, and any oversight or skipped steps could and did result in disaster. By April of 2024, as the busy season approached and a 3-day holiday loomed, staff had raised concerns over safety issues. They reported missing parts and delays in both short-term and long-term maintenance. However, those in charge had ignored the warnings. By the 12th of April, it was the end of Ramadan, and tired tourists were eking out the last few moments of their holiday before returning to work and their responsibilities. A steady stream of buses and cars brought tourists to the bottom station of the cable car at the base of Tünektepe Peak. At around 5:20 p.m, 7 people, 5 adults and 2 children, boarded one of the 36 cabins as it looped around the platform for the 8.5-minute journey to the top of the mountain. Among them was the Gumish family, 54-year-old Mimis, his wife, and their 2 teenage children. The ascent would have no doubt been relaxing, with vast views out over the sea and the city of Antalya. However, unbeknownst to those on board, a severe lapse in maintenance was about to turn their dream holiday into a waking nightmare. As the gondola neared Tower 5 and the weight on the pylon increased, some of the support bolts snapped. This sent the top half of the tower crashing into the gondola, ripping away the floor section and causing the passengers to fall 23 feet onto the limestone below. 174 people in the other cabins found themselves stranded as the entire system was brought to a halt. But sadly, the real tragedy was that of the affected cabin. Although all its occupants were severely injured, 54-year-old Mehmet Gumish tragically had died when he fell from the vehicle. For everyone else stranded, it would take more than 24 hours to be rescued. Operations included more than 350 rescue vehicles, including 11 ambulances, 10 helicopters and military vehicles, and more than 2,000 personnel who worked through the night. When all was said and done and everyone had been rescued, the question was, how could a pylon suddenly break? The Antalya Chief Public Prosecutor's Office investigated to find out why Tower 5 had collapsed. The report concluded that the collapse of Tower 5 was due to the deformation in the pulley system supporting the cables as the vehicle passed by the tower. The added stress led to the snapping of some bolts and the collapse of the structure. The shocking part, however, was that the entire disaster had been preventable. ANET AS and Megatower AS, both subsidiaries of the Antalya Metropolitan Municipality, were found to have failed to maintain the system. Employees had voiced their concerns over safety issues in the weeks and months prior. They reported missing parts and delays in short and long-term maintenance, and that management had ignored various warnings. Engineers said they had asked for parts but hadn't received them, and investigators also found that some maintenance personnel had lacked the needed certifications. Investigators found that the pulleys atop all 9 towers lacked documentation for their routine checks and replacement for any parts. On the 14th of April 2024, the Antalya Chief Public Prosecutor's Office ordered the detention of 14 individuals in connection with the accident. 5 of them were arrested and charged with causing death and injury by negligence, while the other 9 were eventually released. The investigation into the Antalya cable car accident is ongoing, and it's still unclear as to why the maintenance and upkeep wasn't adequately adhered to. The accident resulted in the death of a loving father, the injury of several others, and a loss of trust in those whose job it was to keep people safe. As of October 24, the Tunektepe Cable Car remains closed, and there's no date set for its reopening. If you found value in today's video, I'd love it if you subscribed and joined me for the next one. To watch my video on the Vancouver hot air balloon accident, you can click the link on screen. And as always, thanks for watching.